We starting a new video, man. I'm skipping that one. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro. The moment he realized it's first degree murder. Now this I ain't gonna lie, it's probably traumatizing, bro. Let's check this
Officers from the Milwaukee Police Department in Wisconsin responded to a slew of 911 calls. One caller, Kashawn Rowley, shared that he was
Let me know if it's loud enough for y'all.
at his girlfriend Leah Davis's apartment, and she was shot.
She was shot.
Over here? Hey, come here. Layers. Stand over there. Stand over there. Stand over there. Don't move.
I'm not moving, bro. I punched the gun on myself. I'm not moving.
Officers follow Kashawn.
I'm sorry, y'all. The voice so squeaky though, bro. Why his voice? Maybe he traumatized. There's like a lot of shit going on. He crying and stuff.
Gone to Leah's apartment, where they find an unresponsive
It's not funny,
Leah
y'all.
on the
Let's
floor,
get serious.
blood
Let's get
coming
real.
from her head. A third officer arrives, and they apprehend Kashawn to remove him from the room so they can fully attend to Leah.
I swear to God, on myself. I just got her granny and everything. I never. All right. I never take him out.
She's got a gunshot wound to the head.
Oh.
Listen, she told me to go. I was listening. So I came over here, right? I'm literally, she only let me stand right here. Mind you, okay? Listen. Did you listen to me? Yeah, I was listening to me. Listen, she only let me stand right here. Look, I'm finna show you. She only let me stand right here, bro. Listen, she was like, I'm finna see. I asked her, can I come over? She said, you can come over for a little bit. I said, okay. I said, but when I got over here, she was like, no, you can't come in. Or something like that because she wanted to get ready to go to sleep. I'm like, okay, you want to get ready to go to sleep, so I'm finna go. I literally came down here to my car. I literally came over here to my car. I got in my car. All right, okay, listen. Radio. Radio.
I don't know, y'all. I don't know what he talking about. He's trying to explain the story, but it ain't making sense, bro.
No pulse on her? No. I CPR, I guess. Yeah, I am. Starting CPR.
He shook. Yer, what's good, Kels? Welcome to the stream.
Came to my car. The moment I opened my car door, I heard 8 shots come from her apartment. I literally, bro, I'm thinking somebody shooting. I was shooting else somewhere, so I feel like the tree. I'm like, damn, what the But I turn around because I'm like, dog, bro, that's my girl, bro. I really love this girl to death. So I'm like, okay, so I turn around, bro. Listen, I'm beating on the fucking door to try to get the fuck back in the apartment because I don't have the key or nothing, bro. I need a cage card for him.
I literally just started CPR and shot to the head. We're not conscious, not breathing. Yeah, there's gray matter.
You heard me? Yeah, I hear you. So listen, she told me the moment I get by
Said
my car,
brain
I'm like,
matter,
listen,
bro.
the moment I get by my car, right? Listen, I hear 8 shots, bro. I run upstairs, bro, because listen, bro, her door's unlocked because she just closed the door behind me, bro. I made sure she was okay because I told her when I was here.
Dog talking too damn fast, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I said, okay, I'm gonna call you later like that because I know you got work tonight. She work at Walmart on East Capitol. Okay? So listen, when I got to my car, I swear to God, her 8 shots, I go up there, bro. I look. All I do is open the door, bro. She's laying on the fucking ground, bro. We'll sort it out, buddy.
From right now, I ain't gonna lie, bro. He might be telling it, like he explaining it so quick that he probably just shook and like so much stuff just happened at the same time, and he really just explaining the story, bro. Like I don't know, y'all. He really just explaining it.
We just got here, and this guy,
He lying.
is the one that called. I have no idea, to be honest. Do you have any idea info on her? No, I have none. We just got up here, so right. I mean, you guys came here quicker than we. Hey, there is a bullet next to her on the left side, so be careful where it is. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get in your way here, man.
Damn, brain matter. It's like, nigga, her brain's got. I'm sorry, y'all. It's not. It's a crazy matter, bro. It's like, but brain matter. It's like, if y'all don't know, it's like I think that's when like you get shot in the head and it's like the brain. Hold on, y'all. It ain't funny, bro. It ain't funny, bro. I swear it ain't funny. But I'm trying to explain it, and it's like the way I'm trying to explain it is not right. But look, brain matter is like you get shot in the head and like your brains get scattered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
He's scared of jail. Boy, speed running.
Only person in the apartment, so you're detained right now, okay?
Bro.
Right? No, like I said, you're not arrested, but you're just detained until we figure out what's going on. Bro, I swear to God, bro. I don't even know who did that shit to her, man. All right. I don't know, bro. She didn't let me in the house. She didn't let me in the house. What happened?
All right, now it seems like he lying. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, I can't wait till I find out who did this to her.
Listen.
She didn't let me get in the house. How you get in the house, anyways? If she ain't let him in the house, how he eventually get in? How the door unlocked? How he find her? Well, he broke in through the door. Is no sign of breaking in the door.
Point out the irony behind his shirt in this situation.
I'm finna tell you the same thing that I told you.
Apparently, I have an attitude. Who fuck? Yeah, his shirt not helping the situation, bro.
So me, listen, she just had got home about like 45 minutes ago, hour ago. Okay. I called her. She had said, "Can I come see you?" She had said, at first she had said no. I said, "Okay." I said, "Can I come see you?" She said, "Yeah, you can come see me, but only for a little bit because I have to go to work tonight because she work at Walmart East Capitol. I normally take her to work between 9:30 and 9:40. I said, "Okay." When I got over here, she only let me stand in the door. She didn't let me go in the house or nothing like that, bro. Nothing. Like, that's my girlfriend. I've been over there multiple times. But she didn't let me go over there. So she had said, "Okay, you have to leave because I'm finna get ready to go to sleep." I said, "Okay." I literally walked down the stairs. I came out the door. She closed the door behind me. I told her. I said, "Okay, I'm going to call you later and make sure that you're good and that you're okay because I know you got work." And I told her to call me if you need a ride to work. Okay? This is what I do on the daily. So I said, "Okay." I literally got to my car door. I literally go to open my car door and I hear 8 shots coming out her apartment. Not her apartment, but the fucking house complex. You know what I'm saying? So then I'm getting scared. Like all I'm hearing is shots. Huh? Which car is yours? Black Charger right there. Right here? Mm-hmm. It's parked the wrong way? Yeah, it's parked the wrong way.
Flamers. Yep. Oh, there you are. Okay.
I'm trying to find an ID.
I'm trying to look for the gun. Sorry, no, you're good, you're good. I'm just trying to make sure there's no gun in here.
7250, they're calling it DOE.
What happened after that? What did you do? Because, listen, I got up in the car, but I pulled off. I'm like, what the f*** they shooting? But, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get shot. Shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm an innocent bystander. Or whatever. I want him to come outside or whatever the case may be and shoot me. So I'm like, okay, bet. So, I turn around and like that. I literally turn around. I pull the back up, bro. I'm banging on the fucking door to get back up in there because I don't have the keys to her apartment. I cannot get in that complex. What?
I'm trying to sort out what's going on right now, man. We'll come talk to you in a second.
You know what I'm saying?
Why? Who right there? Why he look pissed? Who is this?
First, sort out what's going on right now, man.
Look at this dude.
We'll come talk to you in a
You know what I'm
second.
saying? Listen, I swear to God on everything I love.
You went back in?
No, I went back in after the shots. I went back in after the shot because I knocked on the door and they never opened the door for me. Okay. And I went back upstairs.
GG's.
The door was already unlocked. I'm telling you. The door is already
It ain't adding up, bro. He's saying he went to the house after she basically told him no a couple times. He eventually went to the house because she said, "Yeah, you can come before I go to work," or something like that. And then he said she ain't let him get through the door. But then somehow he said when he was leaving, she closed the door behind him. So it's like, did he go in or not? Because now it's like the story not making sense. And then when he walked outside, he heard 8 gunshots and ran back upstairs. Like, bro, what?
already unlocked. I'm literally trying to I'm like, what's wrong? I'm like, what's wrong? All I see is blood on the floor. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, what's going on?
Like, you wouldn't be able to get back in the. You wouldn't be able to get in there. Like, you wouldn't be able to get in the crib. Like, the door was already closed. The door was locked. How'd you get in the crib? And if you get in the crib, then obviously if it was a murderer there, they would have opened the door. You would have saw somebody running out. Like, bro, what are you talking about?
It's in my car. Okay. What's your name? Keyshawn. Keshawn. Rousey.
Does that look like a bullet hole in the wall right in front of you? Right there? Yeah, that's what that is. It looks like you got some brain matter over here. Yeah, it came in through here. Is that one right there? Or not?
That's probably.
Looks like she might have been shot twice. Unless she held up her arm in front of her.
Here's the actual brain matter. 5 wounds total, 1, 2. 1 in the other arm, and then 2 in the head.
And look at, there's stuff all over here. Up here. Did you look through the window?
Yeah, it's brain matter right on the window.
Bro, I'm trying to figure out. The first thing I do is I call her friend. I'm like, bro, you know, I said, I don't know what the fuck just happened. She said, what? I said, bro, I don't know what just happened, bro. I just heard 8 shots come from our apartment. She said, wait. She said, wait, what's going on, bro? I said, bro, I just heard 8 shots come out of her apartment, bro. She said, what?
This nigga tweaking, bro. This nigga's tweaking.
Her 8 shots come out of her apartment. So her granny, like, what you mean her 8 shots come out of her apartment? I said, bro, I'm literally in the house right now.
He was just saying he was talking to her friend. Now he talking to her granny? Bro, what?
Rousey, Rowsey.
Just a question I'm asking. Any warrants, something I'd be worried about?
No, I don't.
Like probation for all?
No, I don't.
Okay, alright. Slide in real quick. Check the window here. It's cool. Thomas, you said? Or Davis?
Davis,
What's her name?
I don't know her middle name.
Okay, she lives here?
Yes.
Alright, so I
So you just can you pre-pack it up? Can you keep it?
Yeah. I'm gonna get the key so I can get the air conditioner.
Okay, I'm not finna do nothing, bro. Can you just, I'm cooperating. Can you just leave it open so I can literally just sit here and breathe?
What's the squad number on this?
Listen, I swear to God, Jasmine, on everything I love, bro. Listen, she said I could come over for a little bit. I came over here for literally 5 minutes, bro. She didn't let me in the door, bro. She didn't let me in the door.
So how's you in the crib? She didn't let you in the door, but how did you end up in the crib, bro?
I literally, listen, when she told me to leave, I left. I literally got by my car door and I heard some shots coming from her apartment, bro.
Keisha, just relax. When I get the key, I'll turn the air conditioner. That's the good show, alright?
Listen, I just want to breathe, bro. That's it.
No, I'll leave the door open.
Bro don't know his girl full name. Dang, I didn't even catch that.
Brady keep asking me, did you do it? No, I didn't do that. I love that girl.
And they found 5 total bullet holes. There's gray matter on her pants, on the window seal. There is a bullet fragment on her right side over here. And then there's look like a strike mark in the corner. You can see it from here so far. And then once they move out of the way, I'll be able to keep looking.
7 holes.
7?
Yep, 7 holes.
Chest, 1 right arm, 2 in the head, 2 in the back.
Her phone's ringing. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, just leave it.
Hey, is that car play register to you, man?
Yeah, that's my car.
Hey, you see me coming out of that place?
Bro, I didn't know, but I left. I pulled off. Okay, listen, I'm fully off, bro. I pulled off.
Nah, he just lying, bro. He said he pulled off. Dog, you just literally said every time. When you got to your car, you heard 8 gunshots. And he went back in. He talking about I pulled up. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's not looking good at all, bro. Dog is crazy.
I came back.
So when you came out of here, you didn't see anybody go in?
No, I didn't. But listen, she was already at home when I got here.
I know, but you said you left, but she didn't want to.
Yeah, but she didn't let me in the door. I don't know if somebody was in there or not.
Okay, all right.
She didn't let me in the house, sir. What are you talking about? No, I did. I said I heard 8 shots come out of her apartment. I heard 8 shots from in there. I heard bang, 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 bang.
Come on, cooperate with me.
I am cooperating, bro. I'm just
Bro, he gotta be on something, bro. And it ain't weed or drunk. That nigga on something.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm trying to tell you because everybody trying to look at me like I did that.
No, I told you straight up, you're not arrested, you're detained right now,
Okay,
right?
and I understand that.
We get called here, someone shot, right?
Yes, and I called you.
Hold on. Breathe, buddy. You keep yelling over me because I'm on your side, all right? I told you straight up, you're not arrested, you're detained. I just obviously got to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
You're in the apartment, she's shot. I'm sorting out everything. You're not arrested. Your story checks out. Just let everything happen.
Story check out. Hey, this gotta be a tactic by the cops. Ain't no way this checking out.
Happen for a second, all right? Detectives are gonna come, everybody's gonna talk to you. Things will be cool, all right?
Okay, bro.
Just be smooth with me.
Okay.
She was shot here. Any casings or anything here? There's a bullet fragment over next to her.
I saw that.
Yeah, and there's a strike to the wall. You see it right here?
Oh, yeah.
Right there, and then it hits there. But there's brain matter on the window over here. Right over here, and it's in her lap, and she was up in the corner. So I'm curious. I don't think this happened here. I think.
You don't think it happened here?
Oh, there's no court. She got shot 5 times.
She got shot 5 times?
There's 7 total holes. Yeah.
Yeah, he said,
It didn't happen there. Oh my gosh.
he heard 8 gunshots.
Yeah, there's no one else in here. This was unlocked.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Back door wasn't locked, though. Back door wasn't locked, though, y'all. Hold on.
I'm not, bro. Can I just breathe? I'm breathing.
No, but you're trying to talk to them.
No, I'm not, bro. I'm just letting you know. I got alibis, bro. Great, we're not just with you, bro. I've been with you all day.
But they said there was no blood in there. I'm so confused, bruh. They said it didn't happen there because it wasn't blood.
Hey, bro. I just dropped you off over your auntie thing, over there by the court, bro, so you can play with Trey Sonny. I just was with you, bro.
This will be your last one. I'm going to have to close the door. Okay.
Anything on the home?
There's no case. There's nothing else. He had 3 callers, and he's one of them. Not one casing on there. His quick story was he had come over here.
This officer relays his knowledge of the situation to who appears to be an investigative officer. Simultaneously, Kashan again recounts his story to an officer, but added small additional bits of information.
Bro, I'm talking to you. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Y'all want to know? Y'all asked me how I got in the apartment and everything. When I first got here, her neighbor was opening the door. I came in the door. I knocked on her door. She opened it. She would not let me in, sir.
She told you to come over though, right?
Yeah, she said I can come over while we was on the phone. Me and her literally had a conversation. We literally was on the phone.
So that's your girlfriend?
That was my ex-girlfriend, but we getting back together.
Okay.
Yeah, we was getting back together.
How long are you guys together on off?
Listen, we've been together for a year and a half. We just broke up like 3 weeks ago, but me and her been talking about getting back together and stuff like that, and she said we getting back together. She just needed time to, you know what I'm saying, get through her feelings and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm literally sitting here being, you know what I'm saying? I'm literally sitting here being okay with all that because I understand. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got feelings, bro.
Kashawn recounts his story from here, reiterating that he was at the apartment. Then as he was getting into his car to leave, he heard 8 gunshots, sped off in fear, but then returned, allegedly concerned about Leah's safety. He shares in greater detail the moment of his return to her apartment.
I knocked on her door again. I'm like, Leah. I checked the door to see if it's unlocked. The door's unlocked. I open the door. All I see of her is on the floor dead. I literally dropped down to my knees, bro. The first person I call is her motherfucking friend. I call her right there. I call her friend. I tell her. I'm like, bro, I just heard 8 shots come out her apartment complex. I'm crying like a motherfucker, bro. She's like, hold on. She just left me and shit like that, bro. I said, fam, I just heard 8 shots come out her apartment complex. So then she had said, hold on, I'm gonna call you back. I called her granny. Her granny said, what the fuck happened? I'm telling her granny, bro, like, alright, bro, I just heard 8 shots come out your granddaddy complex, your granddaughter complex, like that. I'm literally doing all that shit, right? All I know, bro, I literally, bro, I swear to God on my soul, I'm like, bro, who the fuck did this? She asked me, did I do it? I said, I did not do it. I said, I didn't do it. I said, I don't know, bro. I said, she didn't let me in the house.
Did you see somebody run out?
I sped down the street. I sped down the street, bro. I didn't see nobody run in and out.
When you heard the shots fired out here, you didn't see anybody run out the apartment?
No, I didn't. I drove off.
Do you think someone was in there?
Bro, I don't know. She didn't let me through the door.
Okay. He was in the apartment when we got here.
He was in the apartment?
Yeah.
Yes, I can't listen. I had the door. Look, I'm sorry. I'm trying to play.
No, you gave
I
your
got
story,
the black thing, but I got the black thing held open so I can get back into the house because I don't have a key to get back in.
I hear you, buddy. Just take a seat. You guys got the keys for 541?
Yeah, that's my guy. Yeah. The guy that probably.
Oh, bro, this shit weird, y'all.
And he's yelling, he's hot, so I want to AC on there so I can shut the door off.
In this moment, a bystander speaks to an officer about getting information for Leah's grandmother, who is apparently on scene.
Okay, well, I can't really say anything because I don't know anything other than somebody that's shot. Can't release any information right now. If that's her grandma, is her mom around? Okay, well, have her sit there. I'll come talk to her in a minute, okay?
The bystander implies that Leah's mother is deceased, and social media post made by Leah herself supports this claim. Leah's grandmother has now not just lost her daughter in recent years, but now her granddaughter too.
Dang.
An officer available. The grandmother is down the east end of Lisbon.
I don't trust him. I don't trust him either. I ain't gonna lie. He look like he on straight business, bro. He cracking the case for show.
He's talking very fast, like he's nervous. Extremely fast. That's, the story doesn't make a lot of sense. It's kind of clear. Is there a gun up there?
There's no gun, there's no casings.
And get this guy, this fucking guy right here. What is that in the box?
I feel like everything he said probably made sense. She wasn't letting him through the door, but he found out a way to get in. He probably shot her. And he sped off, ditched the gun somewhere, came back, and then try to call and do all that stuff. That's just me assuming, though.
Yeah.
It's a whole neighbor on the other side. Why y'all not interviewing her?
Yeah, the same cipher out. Okay. Did you hear anything? You're right next door.
Oh man, we got one of these, bro. I ain't see nothing. I ain't hear nothing. Bro, bro. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. You on camera?
I'll tell you what, I'll let a detective know to come over and talk to you in private.
While an on-camera interview
She
does
like,
not
I ain't trying to
happen
be
with
on
this
camera,
individual,
bro.
officers do question the downstairs neighbor about the incident.
We heard a loud bam bam. I didn't think it was a gunshot, but I just thought it was banging on the door some more. Like I thought he kicked it now instead of hitting it, but then he ran off. Yeah.
Could you make out what he was saying?
He was like saying let me in. She was saying go or leave or something, just like that. I just knew that like 3 months ago, and they argue all the time. 10 minutes later, the car pulls back up, but he had someone with him, a female. I hear a female voice, and they're both like she dead. So I'm like, oh no, he killed her.
The female that this witness mentions is never explained, nor are we aware of any charges pressed against a second individual for this case. Rumors shared on social media detail that Kashawn may have cheated on Leah, and that action prompted the breakup. But those claims are unsubstantiated. Considering this witness was primarily listening through her doorway, it is possible she was hearing Kashawn's panicked voice as he uses falsetto and reaches a considerably higher pitch.
And he come in, he knocked on my door. I opened it, and he said, "Did y'all hear anything happen?" And I was like, all I saw was a black Charger. And he said, "That's my car." He was like, "I came, and she wouldn't let me in. She told me to leave. I left." He was like, "So," he said, "So I thought somebody in here did it." I said, "No, you didn't think nobody in here did it." So that's why I called the police. Okay. Because I see he's trying to flip it. I just closed my door.
Had you called the police prior to him knocking on your door?
Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
In the video we obtained,
He was trying to blame somebody. He said somebody in here must have did
implies
it.
that a neighbor might be responsible, nor did he mention talking to the downstairs neighbor after supposedly discovering Leah's body.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just tight. You see that?
The heck yeah, pink cups.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Bro, what cop carry pink cups? They got pink cups, bro.
That shit, my nigga.
Okay, nobody's. Relax.
Y'all finna have me sitting in the cell and shit, bro?
No. Don't worry about it, okay? Right now, we're gonna talk to you about what you saw, okay?
Okay, bro.
Okay.
According to news reports, investigators found more details surrounding the 911 calls. The first call revealed further suspicion of Kashawn's actions. Allegedly, before Kashawn called 911, he called a friend and shared that Leah had been shot at her apartment. Kashawn told officers this information on scene. However, his friend revealed Kashawn left out the bit of information where he allegedly admitted to shooting Leah, which is what prompted the friend to make the first 911 call. Investigators interviewed others who were close to Kashawn and Leah and found that Kashawn was apparently very possessive of her. The pair held a very rocky relationship, as alluded by Kashawn himself on scene. Other close friends shared that Kashawn had threatened to kill Leah last fall, and he allegedly purchased a gun in order to do so. News reports indicated Leah had 8 gunshot wounds in total, matching Kashawn's story that he heard 8 gunshots. Sadly, investigations also discovered that Kashawn and Leah knew of each other since 3rd grade. After his
Damn,
arrest,
bro, since 3rd grade, bro, you doing that to her, bro? 3rd grade, bro, that's sad, bro. That's so messed up, bro.
Kashawn was charged with first-degree murder, with modifiers for using a dangerous weapon, and for domestic abuse. This is the only criminal charge we could find in Kashawn's records.
He already had these charges? A count of first-degree murder while using a dangerous weapon in a domestic abuse scenario.
Roughly 2 weeks later, he entered a plea of not guilty. The court set a $250,000 cash bond.
Yeah.
That Kashawn never posted. In February of 2023, almost 8 months after Leah's killing, a jury unanimously found Kashawn guilty at trial. In March, he was sentenced to life in prison, confining him for at least 35 years after Leah's death until April of 2057, when he will be 55 years old. Violations during his prison sentence can extend his total stay by up to 40 days for each infraction. He may petition for extended supervised release after his prison sentence is complete.
What's going on, guys?
What y'all think, bro? Is that fair? I mean, he got life in prison. Well, they said 35 years. Was that good?
A sad, tragic case out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 19-year-old woman loses her life at the hands of her ex-boyfriend. Most cops can see that this guy is guilty. As soon as they see this guy, he says he called the police. Okay, he probably did. What does he do? He raises his hands and says, "Oh, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything." That's a big sign right there. The second thing he did is
That was
he
a big
said
sign,
8
though.
shots were heard. Let me tell you something. I've been shot at before. One thing I'm not doing is I'm not counting the shots. I'm trying to.
Yeah, that's true, bro. Like, he counted the shots and everything. Like, he said it was 8 shots, bro. Dude wasn't really traumatized. Like, I feel like when you go through something like that, bro, you're not really going to be speaking as much as he did, bro. You kind of going to be shook. Like, you going to be like, froze at what happened. Like, bro, at least crying. Like, that's your girlfriend, bro. Like, that's your girl or your ex, bro. You going to be like, damn, like, yo, what just happened? Like, bro, you ain't going to be talking as much as he did.
Look, the third thing he did is he tries to muster up some fake tears to see if anybody's buying this. You know, those tears were so fake. That's another story, okay? He tries to sit there and talk, and the cop is just going to let him talk because what do these criminals do? They incriminate themselves, you know, because they're not too smart. So the cop did the right thing by taking him to the squad car, let him keep talking, and what does he say? First, in the beginning, he says it's his girlfriend. Then he says it's his ex-girlfriend. And we know now it was his ex-girlfriend. I believe he came over there, in my opinion, uninvited, right? And then the conversation probably went left. He didn't like where it was going. So what does he do? He takes out a gun and ends this young lady's life because you can't take no for an answer. Okay?
Yeah.
And what this guy get? He got life, right? And after 35 years, he can petition. He's eligible to petition for extended supervision. So possibly could be on the street one day. It's ridiculous, man. You know, these
all that shit for life, bro. Just because the relationship ain't work out, bro. That shit is crazy, bro.